Good afternoon, everyone. I hope I'm audible to all of you. Right. Okay, let's start. A very warm welcome to all of you in a highly anticipated workshop, which is titled as From Average to Amazing, your guide for complete image overhaul. Are you excited enough to deep dive into a transformative session, which is promising you for taking your image to a new height? When I say image, it is both personal and professional we are expecting. And it is my pleasure to introduce you to our esteemed speaker of the day, Ms. Trisha Jain. Ms. Trisha is not only an expert of her field, but she is internationally certified image consultant. And she is a soft skill trainer, she is an etiquette coach, and she has a unique flair of turning individuals into their best selves, if I'm not wrong. With a deep passion of helping individuals, professionals, and entrepreneurs to refine their presentation, Trisha has developed a tailored technique, which she called that as a ABCDE element, I guess. And that stands for attitude, body language, communication, dressing, and etiquettes. Her approach is not only holistic, but also impactful, that ensures that her clients have lasting impression, which will help them in professional and social and professional settings. Beyond her expertise in image consulting, Trisha is also known for her dynamic team building and soft skills training, which she conducts through engaging sessions, activities, and interactive games. As they say that you will never get a second chance to make a first impression again. So Ms. Trisha today will guide us how to make that first impression impactful and lasting. So let us prepare to learn, engage, and transform our image from average to amazing. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for giving such a lovely introduction, and thank you for having me at your platform wherein I can help your students to elevate their image and take them one level up from where they are right now. A warm welcome to all of you, those who have taken out the time and joined at this Saturday afternoon, wherein you would have been just chilling or taking a nap, but you choose to be here so that you can uplift yourself. Because I feel the right time is just now. You shouldn't wait for tomorrow because tomorrow never comes, and this we have been hearing from our elders too. All right, so before starting the session or before diving in what image consultancy or soft skills training can help you as an individual to elevate your image, let us or let me ask all the participants over here that what are your expectations today from this session? Can we just have a quick response in the chat box wherein I just want to know what are you expecting from this session, this 1 hour talk, so that I can read them and make it as meaningful as I can. All right, to uplift my communication skills and social presence. Right. All right, Abhishek, we are trying to build that also through in this 1 hour. Confidence. All right. Uplifting presentation skills, soft skills, improvement, to uplift communication skills. Okay, build my personal social and social brand expertise in communication skills. Real potential unlocking. All right. How to become a good speaker. It's the need of an hour. If you aren't a speaker, you can't put your point forward, I guess. So, being a great communicator is something that you should all aim for at least when you are out of the college. You are, if you are not able to put your point forward, people aren't going to take you seriously. To know how to value my skills. All right. Quick, quick, quick. Just half a minute, then we'll start. To know how to value my skills. Okay, that we have read. All right. So now, more or less, we are all on the same page, knowing where we are and where to go with your elevated skills. And when your hard skills plus soft skills are in place, nobody can stop you from growth, and that is something that you should aim for. Hard skills, this university is already going to provide you with degrees and certificates, or whatever exams you're going to give. You are going to get a proof that yes, you have passed this course. Then what about the remaining soft skills? The soft skills are your window, or I would say the door that can open many arenas. And why is it so? Because your soft skills and your image, your personality is something that people notices first, right? And when people see you as an authority, people see you as the person whom they can really hire and put their company's responsibility on, they definitely trust you. And when trust factor comes in, you are unstoppable, because then people start giving their work to you, you perform better. And that is why elevating image is really very important. So now I am sharing my screen, and let's see what is there in this. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible now.
Okay. So now you all again have to write in the chat box. Oops. Okay. Can you please tell me which screen is visible? Uh,
It says when you meet someone, what do
yeah.
you notice?
Okay. Great. Thank you. So all of you have to write in the chat box. When you meet someone, what do you notice in them? Is it hairstyle? Is it dressing? Is it footwear, smile, accessory, or body posture? What is it? One thing that you notice first in the other person. Okay, some says body posture, behavior, hairstyle, dressing, facial expression, attitude, tone of his walk, dressing, way of talking, all of them. Okay, appearance, facial expressions. So, all right. So, we are getting a mixed response of this confidence, everything. Appearance, the second way they are talking, absolutely communication, all. So, more or less, you are answering all of them, right? That means there could be some hierarchy depending upon person to person, but all these elements are there in that list, right? Okay, so we are going to understand the answer of this question a little later. Okay, now my next question to you is that suppose you are this lady and you need a driver for your daughter. So you just have to imagine, all right, you are this lady on the top, right? And you have to hire a driver, a chauffeur for your daughter, for this girl. So, whom are you going to choose? The left one, the specs guy, or this, the long hair guy? The left one or the right one? Whom are you going to choose? Quickly, quickly, quickly. Left, left, left. Okay, we are selecting the left one. Left guy. Okay, one says right one. Okay, long hair guy. Now, two people are going for the right one. Long, three people are going for the long one. See, don't go with what people are saying. Just uh, select that person as if you are going to hire it for your own sister. Whom are you going to select? So 99 people are saying that they are going for the left one. So why is it for the left one? Can we have this answer as well? Why left one, not the right one? Left looks more responsible and experienced. Absolutely. Experienced and safe. Yes, safety is the major element that we look into. The decent personality, decent person, experience, safe driving. Absolutely, yes. So, now how did you judge that the left one is the safer one, the experienced one? Why? Just by his attire, the way he is looking, the way he is uh, wearing specs, the way he is groomed, right? So, over here, you have to understand that your grooming and clothing is something that is reflecting your personality out, and people are judging based on that how your inner personality would be based on your outer personality, right? So just give me- so what you have to do is that you have to focus more on the outer part, and then your inner part will automatically be aligned. It is not like you don't have to focus on your attitude, you don't have to focus on your communication. Yes, you have to, but your outer appearance do have a control over your inner personality. This is what the agenda is, right? And again, this is the same question. I'm not repeating. Now, what did you just form by just looking at the picture that I showed you of two drivers? What did you feel? What did you just formed? What was that? We do have that thing a name. What is it? Image. Okay. Okay. Shubham says, can we trust a person based on his or her appearance, gender, or age? Really? Yes, absolutely. We do. Of course, see, Shubham, there is no right and wrong to it, but we are continuously judging if you are suppose going lonely at night and the person is standing like two people are standing. One is probably messed up hair and a very loose t-shirt and a beer bottle in his hand, and on the other hand the person is dressed decently in t-shirts and jeans with a suitcase in his hand. Whom are you going to trust more? You have the answer. So although we never know who's right or wrong, but appearance matter no matter what. Behavior do plays an important role, but nobody sees your behavior. They just see you in person. When you meet someone, you just can't jump in and talk to that person immediately you talk, right? You got to there are few seconds in between, and this is what we are talking about, that why these certain seconds are important to create. This is what we are talking about. We just formed the first impression, right? The first impression, right? And the first impression is formed within the first 3 to 5 seconds. That's it. And only then, after 3 or 5 seconds, you start talking to that other person. And we are over here talking about strangers. We are not talking about your immediate family, friends, or anyone whom you know. Of course, you know them, they know you. Then why do you need to, impress them? Or maybe uh, dressed up like in a suit or something. It is something to make you corporate ready, wherein you are going to meet a new client every day, you are going to meet your employees or maybe colleagues, peers, wherein you have to, create a bond, a harmonious environment wherein you are going to, spend. your entire day in an office and then you go back home. So that is why clothing over there becomes an essential part, because sometimes your work and your behavior is also affected the way you are dressed up. We are going to talk about each and everything, and then how you can improve that. So what did you just form? It was nothing but the first impression, and first impression is formed within few seconds, and that few is, to be very precise, is 3 to 5 seconds. That's it. So in few seconds people decide your personality, your intelligence, your financial status, your trustworthiness, and whether you are suitable for the job or even for promotion or not. Yes, that's the truth. What happens when you go for interviews or you prepare for interviews? Students constantly focus on the subject, the question that are going to be asked. What is uh, the most common question that is asked? What is your strength? What is your weakness? What are your objectives? How much do you know about the company? Of course, these questions are really very important. But before that, half of the work is done. Now I'm going to tell you that when you go for interview, the interviewer is not only taking your interview, he is taking hundreds of interview in one day. His listening capacity is quite low. And you can also, be, if you are in their shoes, you will also do the same, because listening to, hundreds of candidates in one day exhausts you to the core, right? And then what do they notice? They notice small elements about you, how you are dressed up, how you were behaving while you were waiting for the interview, how did you speak to the receptionist, how did you enter, what kind of clothes you are wearing, what kind of colors you are wearing, how you are holding your this folders, how you are presenting your documents, every single thing they judge. And then based on the questions you are selected. So it is not only the questions, it is how you carry yourself till the time you enter the building, till the time you exit. Everything matters. And that is why, again and again, I am reiterating the same thing: image elevation is important. Now, the question is, first impression can be positive or negative, or it can be only positive, or it is negative also. What is your take? Can first impression, yes, mix of both? Absolutely. Abhishek, both, absolutely. Can be both. Absolutely. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that you all are aware of this concept, and you all know that it can be positive impression also and negative impression also. So what happens when it's positive or when it's negative? What happens? When it's positive, it's okay. You are good to go. But when it's negative, you have to really work hard to make it turn positive. It's not impossible, it is possible, but it takes some time, right? And first impression is formed when there is a stranger all the time. It is not formed when you know somebody, because then you can be your casual self. You can be someone whom open up with your family and open up with your friends. There you need not have to worry, because then nobody is going to judge you. Now, the one thing that I spoke about the interview part was based on this theory only. So, according to Albert Mehrabian, he is Professor Emeritus. This person is alive. He is US based psychologist. And according to him, 55%. What matters when people look at us is our body language, our grooming, and etiquette. How we are looking, how we have groomed, how our body posture is, how am I moving my hands, how I walk, how I sit, how I see other people, then my etiquette. 38% is your voice, how you speak. It is not the words, it is how you speak, your tone, your volume, your pitch, your pauses. And then comes your words. Only 7% that matters is your words. That means what you have to speak. What are you going to speak? What words you are going to use? So only 7%. But what do we care most about? It's 7% only while giving interviews, and we forget the major 55%, and then the placement ratio goes down. And that is the reason why placement is not 100% all the time. So now, when it comes to appearance, okay, so we have clothing, grooming, and body language. So our image, the overall image, it depends on you, the other person, and the situation. So these elements are not in your control, but the word you is definitely under your control. Definitely. So you have to focus on self improvement each and every day. It's not like showing off, because there has been a lot of uh, question, debate, wherein people see it as, the compulsion thing. I'm sorry, I don't know why, some technical glitch from my side. My video went off. All right. So there is, there are, certain times when people think that, okay, I don't need to show off. Why do I need to dress up properly every time? I should not be revealing who am I. People already know me. Why should I dress up? So there are a lot of questions regarding being dressed up. So when we say dressed up, it doesn't mean that you have to wear something new, something, a brand maybe, or something that hurts your pocket, I would say. Dressing over here means that you have to look as per your profession, or maybe as per your role right now. If you are a student, if you are a first year student, second year, third year, depending upon what you're doing, you can dress up according to that. Ma'am, there's a question in the chat box. If 5% of people attracts with first impression, how interviewer or other person chooses 1%? So I am not able to understand the question completely. Still, I'll try to answer. Just let me know, Hardik, if I'm able to, justify to your question or not. So, see what happens in the interview. The interview is taken, to let the other person understand that the person who's entering my company is a responsible person, and I'm not giving my responsibilities or my company's duties to the person who cannot fulfill. So they kind of see the attitude more than the hard skill. Sometimes you may have scored 90%, or maybe a grader throughout your college. You have a lot of certificates and experiences, but still, if your attitude does not reflect that positivity while speaking, you are not well dressed up, then the interviewer does not take you as a serious or a responsible person, and then he feels a little hesitant to hire you. That is the main thing. Because, we can make you study, we can make anyone, just sit and make that person study. We can spend that certain amount of uh, money on employees to educate them, to give trainings to them on a certain topic. But attitude has to be within. It cannot be taught, it can only be guided. So once you have that right attitude, the interview is sorted. So that is why the selection is quite typical, and that is why you should focus more on the soft skills part rather than the only hard skills part. So, this is how I've understood your question, Hardik. I'm sure if you have any more question, you can still write in the chat box. Okay. So now when we talk about attitude, your inner self, so it has thoughts, feelings, then your behavior and situation. So all these things has to be in sync so that your it is reflecting through your behavior, right? And how you can control your thoughts and feelings? Any idea? How we can control our, maybe we can say, negative thoughts or feelings? Okay. By calming ourselves, find self control, diverting, absolutely. Meditation. Wow, great answers I am having. Just give me a moment. There is the screen. All right. Absolutely, yes. Focusing on the positive side, absolutely, yes. And one thing you can control your thoughts and feeling is through your clothing. Yes. Because if you are, okay, let's do this an imaginary game. You just close your eyes, all of you, and imagine you are wearing a business suit. Be it a girl or a boy in this session, you are wearing a business suit, okay? And just imagine how you are behaving. And then the next moment, close your eyes and imagine you are wearing a t-shirt and a pajama, and then feel how you're feeling. Is it the same way? Just write in the chat box. Is it the same way? Yes or no? Absolutely no. Right. So this is what I just proved you right now, that you can control your thoughts and feelings through your clothes. If right now I'm wearing a blazer, I will not lie down anywhere in my office or at my home because it's a blazer. It's a business suit. I feel powered. I feel controlled. I feel in authority. But once I am in t-shirt and lower, I can lie down even on the floor. Absolutely. It can happen with you also. Right. And the best example is when you go to watch cricket matches, maybe IPL or any match, and you wear the jersey of that particular team. How do you feel? You feel like, let me go to the field and do batting and bowling only. You feel like shouting, howling on the top of your voice, isn't it? Don't you feel that zeal in yourself that, oh, I am also the cricketer today because I'm wearing the jersey? Just one t shirt has made you feel that you yourself is. Yes, absolutely. You feel the part of the team. Absolutely. So that is the power of clothing, and that is why you should give importance, because spending money on clothes is not, something. That is cheap right now. It's super expensive. You have to shell lot of amount to look good, right? So when we say wear clothes that reflects your personality, that helps you get the job, then what's wrong, right? So take it as an investment. And let me share you one recent incident, one recent article that I have read on Google, and it's a real incident. A person, I think from US only, he invested double the salary of his in his uh, luxurious brand clothes. So he was wearing Gucci, Prada, Burberry suits, shirts, shoes, and t-shirts, trousers, everything of a brand. And he could see that in 2 months, his business grew 100x. Imagine, just by investing double the salary in only clothes, luxury pieces, he was able to make the profit 100x. Why? Because people took him more seriously. They started giving him deals because they feel that yes, if he is well dressed, he's well behaved, he can commit to, finish the deal or fulfill the deal within certain time, and trust factor is then developed, and he could crack more and more and more deals, and that is how he made more and more profit. So that is how your mindset should be. And let us talk about that when it comes to, see, this is misleading. I'll give you example of misleading also. So when Barack Obama was president, so there was a party in White House. Okay. So what happened during that time? A couple, again English couple, and a couple must be in their 45s or 50s, not young. They were dressed up like the people in White House were, and they could easily enter that particular place without an invitation. So they faked. But later on, when everything was checked, they were out. But this is also misleading. So, of course, if positive happen, negative will happen. If negative is there, positive is there. But the point over here is, you are not here to make some false commitment, right? You as a person right now, I'm sure you all have certain, goals and dreams in your life which you really want to achieve. So when you focus along with that goals, you focus on your clothing part as well. You kind of, run little faster in the race. You don't become a tortoise who keeps on just walking, walking and walking. So that is my point. Of course, people do fake. You can't help it in that. And that's it's not in our control. But then we should focus on ourselves. That's it. This is what I tell all my, clients and students. So when it comes to first impression, it should be again the answer to your question, it should be authentic, the real you, appropriate, attractive, and affordable. Yes, it shouldn't be like you are spending again a lot of amount in clothes and you're left with no savings. It shouldn't happen. There is a proper process, wherein you have to understand yourself, your personality, and what suits you, and then you can buy that. Don't just go blindly buy anything. It's not like that. It's a complete process altogether. And appropriate and authentic, of course, it should be according to what you feel from inside. If you feel something full sleeves you're comfortable in, buy full sleeves. There's no harm in wearing full sleeves all the time, because that's your personal style. And of course attractive, because it should suits you. I hope I'm able to make you understand the power of your image, and how by a little change, a little shift, a little effort, you can create a wow experience with your own, with anyone whom you meet. Any question till now? Okay, I have seen people dressing up like businessmen attracting people, business sales, and we are easily attracted. Why should we should know why is this happening? Okay, why is this happening is because there is a protocol around the world that in business you wear suits, you wear blazers, you wear jackets. Okay, and the people who wear it, right? We take them as a serious person. As simple as that, right? And then what happens? You get attracted to that person. It's quite natural. Like today, also, if you see me, I am wearing a blazer. Why? Because it gives you an authority. It gives you a top edge that yes, you are doing something about you know you are you become a person with authority. You become a person with someone one level up from where you are right now. Absolutely, जो दिखता है वही बिकता है, and it is going to be, I think, in increasing way, you can say it is going to elevate again. Firoz, can you elaborate your question about strength and weakness during interview? What do you mean by this? You want to know your strength or what you should be saying? I am not able to understand the question. All right. So now we can talk about. Absolutely. You should be aware. And next thing, let's talk about the body language that people again notice in the second, second point, or that's the second priority of the people. So, body language is a movement of your body that makes you or the other person comfortable or not so comfortable, any which ways. So you have to focus, first of all, is on your eye contact. So no matter how many people are there in the room, you have to make eye contact with each and every person, especially when you are addressing the audience. So if you are talking to one person, it's okay. But when you are talking something in general, try to do eye contact with every person in the room. And then use of hands becomes very important over here because your hands are something that shows the truthfulness, that shows the openness. So, if you have observed our Prime Minister's speech, he often uses his both hands while speaking. He uses his hands, lot of gestures he's doing like this. So, what is it? He shows that I am open and truthful and trustworthy. That is why my hands are open. And this is what you should be aiming for. So, what happens? People tend to, either just cross their arms, they close like this, they sit like this, right? So, what is this? This all shows underconfidence. So, few of you have already written that they want to, enhance their confidence and body posture in the beginning. So, one thing they have to focus is on their body language. Is their body language closed or open? Right. And next thing you have to really keep in mind is your smile. Smile is one thing that is missing, absolutely missing. We don't know how to smile and talk. And this is one thing which you have to practice quite often. Because when you smile and when you talk, you the other person thinks that you are interested in the situation. Okay, the other person feel welcome, and it makes him feel comfortable also, because you accept the situation whatever it could be in. Smiling and speaking has a real power to make the other person yours, as simple as that. And you must have observed every now and then, when you walk in the park or in a public area, you pass a smile to a child. What happens when you pass? Yes, that person smiles back. Is it with everyone or only with a child? Is it with everyone or only with the child? Mostly everyone, absolutely. Unless someone has a quite bad mood. Absolutely. 99% everyone, we can't say 100%, because exceptions are always there. Yes. So that is the power of smile. You give and you get the same thing back. And then your day is, sorted. You feel good that yes, someone smiled, someone made you smile. So that is the power of being happy. And just imagine if you start smiling along with your along in your speeches, in your word, then what happens? The other person feels like talking to you. They will start listening to you. So it's a game changer altogether. Absolutely. So you can just, if you want someone to listen to you, just smile and talk. Just try this hack, and people are going to listen to you. Can smile put negative effect also? Yes, Tanya, absolutely. It should be a smile. It should not be a laughter, first of all. There's a difference. And of course, if the situation is quite, serious, then you should avoid it. But but ideally, when you talk to someone, having a little smile on your face can also help. How to compete in GD round? It's again the complete, you know, it's a big topic to discuss over here. But yes, few pointers if you have asked, I'm going to share something. How to compete in GD is, first of all, you should be well read. You should be well aware about what is happening around. And then one tip is, if you start, or if you raise your hand to speak, or if you stand up to speak, the minimum time you have to speak is for at least 50 seconds. Don't stop before that. Otherwise, people will say, or people will think that he doesn't know, still he is poking his nose just to speak or just to interrupt. So make sure if you stand up and speak, it should be at least for 50 seconds. Right. All right, so let's come back to body language again. So, in body language, when you are using certain elements at the right place, the other person feels comfortable, and of course, you also feel that the bonding between you and the speaker is formed quite well. Next thing that let's talk about is your communication part. The part that is the part that is, though 7% matters, but yes, it do
Trisha, ma'am,
matters.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I think your presentation is not visible.
Yeah, okay. So I have stopped it
Okay, okay,
because
thank you.
the body language was more on a practical thing.
Right, right.
Okay. So now let's come to the communication part. So what do you think is major missing in communication? What element is majorly missing in communication right now? Fluency, absolutely. What else? Eye contact, okay. Tonality, expressions, absolutely. Confidence, correct use of pauses, absolutely. Expressing views, attitude, pauses, language mixing. Okay, I think language mixing is okay if it is understandable. Correct pronunciation, absolutely. One thing that is majorly missing, major, simple words, knowledge, humbleness, smiling. Okay. If I say only and only communication part, if we talk about trying to speak English but uses Hindi in between, I think Pradeep, that's completely okay, because sometimes since English is not our first language, we tend to forget words. Then we have to compensate with Hindi words only. Yes, so I got my answer in the chat box and it has been given by Career Guide. Listen actively. Absolutely. So, listening skills is something that is majorly missing, because when we listen half, we understand half of that, and we respond half and half and half of that. So, you just imagine how much gap it is going to create, right? So, that is why God has given us two ears and one mouth. But we are doing the opposite way. We are using only one to listen, and we are maybe using your two mouths to speak out, to vent out, to shout, and everything. We are in a hurry to put a point forward, and we are not really interested in listening. Is it so? So, having a great listening skill, being a great listener, is something that you should all aim for. Especially, it happens when you sit in your respective classrooms, when you attend your sessions. We don't listen. We are there just for the sake of attendance sometimes. We forget that there is a person who is experienced and teaching. Let us listen to him, what he's trying to say. Maybe his knowledge can help me grow. Maybe whatever he's saying, I don't have to, search books or Google. I am just getting the knowledge, but we don't understand. And just to look cool or something, we just surpass or let go everything. Good listener is a good leader, absolutely. Because again, it is not everyone's cup of tea. Listening requires lot of patience. Lot of patience. You have to shut your own mouth when you have to listen, right? So always and always aim for listening other person without interrupting. And one hack, if you feel like interrupting, bite your own tongue. Just make it a habit that I will not interrupt the other person. And then slowly and gradually, I'm sure you will become a great listener. Second thing that has been coming in the chat box is the pronunciation, the fluency part, the language part. For that, of course, you have to, you know, if you think English is a barrier, and if some people thinks Hindi is a barrier, then start, looking for methods wherein you can practice these things. Maybe you can listen to English songs, you can read books, because only these things can, help you a lot. Unless it's a grammatical major problem, you can take English classes. But if it isn't, then practice, practice, and practice. Only this thing can help you in the long run. Now, someone over here says voice also. Yes, your voice should be clear enough, loud enough that people understands each and every word. They should not be saying please repeat quite often. And if it is happening to you, then it's time to focus on your speaking skills. It's high time. Start focusing and understanding and improving your uh, voice and speaking skills. Moderator, see, I would say about the pace that it should be fast, it should be slow, it should be moderate. Any which ways, you should have a variety in your, tone. That is why people are going to listen to you. Again and again, I'm telling the same thing. Just imagine Mr. Modi's speech. How does he say? Mere pyare deshwasiyo. So what happens? Mere pyare, he was in one pace. And then when he said deshwasiyo, what happens in deshwasiyo? He stretches a little because India is a highly populated country, a big country, and he stretches that word deshwasiyo. So people feel like he is addressing us, he's addressing me. So they feel part. So this is what, uh, your speech should interest each and every person in the audience. Ma'am, how to react when we get to know that some say bad thing about us on our back? So, Komal, then why is it your problem? It is their problem because they are talking bad words, they are speaking bad words. It's their aura that is getting dirty. It's not yours, absolutely. So chill. Nothing is getting attached to your skin. It's pure. So don't get bothered what people say. लोगों का कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना. Let them speak. All right. So I think we should now take questions and answers. Okay, a lot of questions has gone up. Productivity depends on worker conviction. So will the worker dressing, which is extremely external thing. Sometimes people use it as guise and as effect on productivity of the company. Okay, so what happens over here is if you go to any clothing or a jewelry store, you will find that major staff is having uniform, right? Earlier it wasn't. Maybe if we look at 10, 15 years back, it wasn't. But now it is. Why? Because people in that particular company should feel they are on the same page. They are together. So if one is working more and the other is working a little less, sometimes it gets compensated. And secondly, it's the attitude part. Of course, by external dressing, you can make a part of the organization that they are one. We are one, that we are team. But yes, to increase the productivity, a lot of, many things comes in. It can be the policies, it can be, you know, uh, the work environment, the facilities, lot of things comes in. Okay, so Firoz says that what shall I tell them what my weaknesses are? So if the interview what is your weakness? So maybe you can tell your weakness in such a way that they cannot point out. Like, I used to struggle with English a lot, but I have started working on it. And slowly and gradually, my this weakness is going to become my strength. So this is how you can, project your weakness as. Don't directly say, I cannot speak English. That is my weakness. then of course they will not hire you, right? Ma'am, how can we improve our voice and tone? Oh, there are a lot of vocal exercises, and the best is uh, tongue twisters. Be it Hindi, be it English. I would say practice both. So practicing tongue twisters every day. Every day means every day. So it can really improve your voice clarity and pronunciation and everything. How to overcome nervousness? Now, nervousness, it depends from which things you are scared of. So you have to figure out that what is that nervousness out from. Is it speaking in public? Is it putting a point forward? Is it with few people only you feel nervous? You have to figure out the real reason and then work on that. How to talk more professionally in office space or during the interview so that it makes an impact. Okay, so how to talk professionally? Again, you have to focus immensely on your body language, because that is something that can intimidate others and makes other feel comfortable. So make sure that you are not standing or sitting too close to the other person, that it makes other person feel uncomfortable. And then not staring too much and talking softly, politely, not raising your voice. All these things can help you. Okay, how do you adapt your communication styles for different audience? So first you have to understand your communication style, whether you are aggressive, assertive, passive. And then, likewise, you should alter your styles according to the audience, because you can't tell other person that okay, you talk to me this way, okay, I am going to talk you now in this way. So slow, it's a silent game. So if you think the other person is being aggressive, so of course you can't be in that mode. You have to be in assertive way so that a person himself cools down. You don't have to do anything. So I hope I am able to answer all the questions that we have, and I hope you enjoyed the session, you learned something, and maybe apply something in your everyday life that is necessary to make you a top notch personality. Over to you, Arpit sir.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, thank you. Despite struggling with your throat, you have presented a very nice session, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So, guys, as we begin to close this session, I would like to really thank Trisha ma'am for sharing her insights and expertise with us today. I'm sure we all are left with a sense of confidence and a clear path towards making our first impression lasting. I encourage everyone to take these lessons by heart and apply them as soon as you get a chance to raise your image from average to amazing. Remember, the way you present yourself can open the doors of opportunity that you might not have ever imagined. And thank you for all the participants for your engagement throughout the session. We have shared a feedback link with you in the chat box. So please use the feedback link and share your honest feedback regarding this session so that we can conduct more and more such sessions for all of you. Also, I would like to convey my thanks to our higher authorities, our head of wing, Gini Nijavan ma'am, for setting up these kind of workshops, for letting us setting up these kind of workshops, and all the team which is working behind the curtains to make these sessions come successful. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, everyone, for listening, staying throughout the session, and being a wonderful audience.
Right, ma'am. We can leave.
Most welcome, everyone. I hope that you liked and all the very best for your future.